Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty with your April 2020 market numbers in Victoria, BC. So 287 sales. That is the lowest number of sales in any April since we started keeping these statistics in 1990. That being said, new listings coming onto market, 667, also by far the lowest number we've ever seen in April. So even though sales were extremely low, so were new listings coming to market. The lowest month ever on record is December 2008 at 239 sales. So we did beat out the worst month ever on record. Prices, the median for single-family homes dropped 50,000, and the average dropped more than 100,000. Before you get too excited, this was primarily as a result of there being very few higher-end property sales, which pushed the average down over 100,000 and also pushed the median down. But if you look at houses in the core, 700,000 to a million, you still had places going over asking price. Yesterday, May 2nd, I wrote up an offer on a property that had 5 offers on it. So there's still market segments that are very, very undersupplied in terms of new listings and active inventory, but you still have buyers out there to feel confident enough to be purchasing in this environment. The one thing I also noticed, the sales really picked up in the last 10 days of April, and I think that's going to carry through to May. So I think in May we'll probably easily clear 500 sales. 500 sales for May, it's still a pretty bad number. Last year we had over 800, but I think even with social distancing, I think people are getting a bit more comfortable with the protocols of showing homes and purchasing homes in such an environment. Condos were also down substantially, both in terms of the average and the median price. I think if there's going to be price volatility, there might be a bit more price volatility in the condo segment than in the single-family home market. The reason I say that is the single-family home market, the supply is inelastic. You have an X amount of homes in the core areas, and there's just no room for new homes, versus condos, the supply is more elastic in that you put up a tower and all of a sudden you have 2 more condos added to inventory. So interesting month. Basically how I would describe it is everything went on pause. Sales dropped to historically low levels. The number of new listings dropped to historically low levels. And also active inventory to end the month is substantially lower than last year. So last year we were looking at 2,750 listings to end the month, and we finished this month at 2,300. And the reason we have such low active listings is, once again, not many people are listing their properties. But I do think in May there's going to be more listings, there's going to be more sales. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the pricing going forward. I'm thinking certain market segments, once again, like single-family homes in the core, might level out, but we could see some price pressure on condos. At this point, though, I'm tired of predicting, because it doesn't matter how hard I try to predict and think about things. There's so many moving parts that usually my predictions end up being wrong. So until next month, this is Marko from Fair Realty.